Really? You only needed one take,
Yeah.
Britta?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Good morning, Lakeview students, staff. Welcome back to school. This is Principal Otterson, and that there is
Britta,
And what is your job?
assistant principal.
So who do you have with you today, assistant principal?
Kinsley.
Kinsley. You look familiar, Kinsley. How is it that I know you?
I was assistant principal last year.
That's right. Probably one of our better assistant principals, right? At the top, right? Well, nice to see you. Are you both in the same class?
Yeah.
Are you friends?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that friendship. How'd you guys become friends?
When we were little, we were on the same track team.
What did you run? The mile, 2 mile?
We just ran like 100s, 200s.
Did you come in first place?
Probably. I don't know.
You're too little to remember.
Maybe.
Well, nice to have you helping us out. So today is Wednesday, September 13th. It is cycle day 2. Couple of quick announcements. Ooh, this is a big one. Breakfast. Do you two have breakfast?
I don't.
You
Not
have breakfast
really.
at home?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, if you have breakfast here at school, boys and girls, to remind you, you can come into the school at 8:30, but you have to leave the cafeteria at 8:50. So at 8:50, the bell will ring, and those of you that are having breakfast, you need to pick up your food, and you need to walk out of the cafeteria, bring it to your classroom, and finish. If you enter the cafeteria at 8:50 when the bell rings, you won't sit down. You'll just get your food and head to class. So teachers, classroom teachers, please know you might be having some kids coming in with their breakfast beginning tomorrow, because we have to make sure we shut down the cafeteria at 8:50. Even with the cafeteria shut down, kids can still go get breakfast, but they just can't eat in the cafeteria. So please remember that. Does that make sense? What did I miss?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Good. All right, fire drill. We have a fire drill coming up and lockdown coming up this week. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah.
So what is one thing you have to remember when we do a fire drill?
Stay quiet in the halls.
Perfect. That's the most important thing that you can do, is no talking whatsoever during a fire drill. And I know it's exciting. The alarm goes off. It's like, oh, everybody starts talking and it gets loud. Nope. The worst thing you can do is talk. So please, boys and girls, remember during the fire drill, voices completely off. What's the one thing we can remember in a lockdown drill?
Be quiet.
Same thing. Voices completely off, because if there's a bad person in school, they go to where the noise is. So you want to make sure you are completely quiet. So on both those drills, the best thing you can do is just make sure that your voices are off. Bike locks. Today I went outside and checked bike locks. The last few days I've had about 10 bikes without locks. Today there was only 3. So boys and girls, thank you for bringing your lock. But those 3 of you, please lock up your bikes. We don't want your mom and dads to have to buy you another bike because someone took it. So don't forget your locks. Kindness. Have you two been able to see anybody being kind around school?
Yeah.
Without sharing names, maybe you can just share a story of something you've seen where someone's been kind.
There's out on the playground. I know during Foursquare, Miles, he likes to play Foursquare. So people like to invite him to go play Foursquare.
Why?
Because he can't play Foursquare.
But he likes to play, so people do invite him to play. That is
And
awesome.
then they help him.
They help him out too.
He's usually in King.
He's usually king.
Yep.
I'm sure he is. You know, he's kind of a big deal. Well, that's awesome. Well, boys and girls, keep looking for kindness. That should be your number one job when you get up in the morning, is finding someone that's being kind, and to let them know. When you see someone being kind, let them know and say, hey, thanks for doing that. It always makes us feel good when that happens. In Otter news, I almost forgot. I got to look up something to see something way more important than this news. What could it be? Sometimes the squeaky wheel gets kicked. Sometimes the squeaky wheel gets kicked. What does that mean?
Maybe it's not working right, and sometimes people get frustrated at it.
And so what do?
Kick it.
And then does it fix it?
Not really.
But sometimes it does, doesn't it? Just something to think about. All right, I have a dad joke, a good one. Why did the teacher draw on the window? Because they wanted their message to be very clear. We are LV Pride.
We are positive, responsible, involved, determined, and equitable, and I look forward to seeing your greatness today.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Take 142. Boys and girls, this is what could happen if you do not lock up your bikes.
Bye.